Hey everyone, welcome back to an episode of Create with Linda. So today is Sunday, guys, and it's Fun Day Sunday. It's gonna be starting in a couple of weeks. Italian Sunday Fun Day, but not today. So today we're getting Julie's meals done, and some stuff for us. So, yeah. So we're gonna get started. I'm making the menu. I told you guys the other day, but by the way, I'm wearing my lemon apron again. It gave me such joy when I wore it yesterday or the day before, whenever I wore it. And it just gives me so much joy, and I love it, and I'm gonna wear it again today. And I'm gonna start wearing all my aprons again. I have a whole bunch here, right here. Most of them are from our little gingerbread house, Courtney. Go check her channel, she's awesome. Most of them are from her. But anyway, I got fall ones. I got one that I got from Rhonda's Country Kitchen, which is this one. I showed you guys that one. I got some Christmas ones, really fun stuff. And I also have my original one. This is my first, where is it? My first ever apron that Julie got me. I think it was Julie. Yeah, my husband and Julie made it. Create with Linda. That's my first ever apron, guys. So yeah, that's my original first one. So I'm gonna definitely go through all these aprons, and I would like to get a little bit more. I'm gonna look and see when I can swing it. I'm gonna get a couple more aprons. I'm excited. All right, guys, let's get started. So what I'm making this week is chicken marsala. It's one of Julie's favorite foods, one of Neil's and mine and Billy's as well. So I was like, she's trying to debate what to do this week, and I was like, how about chicken marsala? She's like, oh yeah. So I'm gonna do chicken marsala, and I'm gonna do, I'm doing a roaster chicken for her. She wants a roaster. She's trying to eat more healthier. So I'm doing a roasting chicken. I'll show you guys. I'm gonna put it in the oven in a minute. Waiting for the air to, get a little airy cooler in here. I have this one right here. This was actually $1.89 a pound, but they had one that was a lot cheaper. It was less weight. It was like $11, and for $3 more, you get so much more meat. And she will eat this. They'll eat this all week. Darren loves the legs and the thighs and all that, and the white meat. Julie makes sandwiches with it. So it's big for 2 people, but it's perfect. This is what she wants it for. So I'm gonna roast this in the oven with lemon and lime, and with some butter and stuff. So delicious. I love making roasters like that. I actually the other day bought 2 of these roasters. So I have 2 in my freezer because they were on special. They were on sale. Didn't do a haul. I just kind of got home and I picked up a few things here and there. Didn't do a haul, but I'll show you guys when I do make them. I'll show you obviously what I got. So I have 2 roasters, but they're in the freezer. I'm gonna probably make them the end of this coming up week because I have other stuff planned right now for what I want to make this week, and So anyway, I'm gonna put this in the oven soon. But first, we're gonna get started on cutting up the mushrooms. I'm not putting onions because of my daughter with the onion situation. And that's okay because chicken marsala, you don't really need the onions. I put more garlic in than anything. And so yeah, so we're gonna do that. But anyway, this is kind of heavy. So I'm gonna cut up the mushrooms and yeah, get moving. So I'll be back in 1 second. Now, I am sitting at the table right now doing this because you guys have known, let me put this up a little bit. You guys, I was telling you the last couple of days I felt under the weather. I feel a little bit, no, I don't feel better. I feel actually a little bit worse. Not worse, but I just don't feel great still. Not necessarily worse, I just don't feel good. I feel like, I almost feel like I have a low, like a diabetic low, but I don't. I'm not low. And the last couple of days, though, we've been taking my blood pressure because we got a blood pressure machine, and my blood pressure's been a little bit low here and there. So I don't know if that's, I don't know. All I know is that I'm congested, kind of. I just feel like I have some sort of virus that's like I'm dragging. You know what I mean? I'm just dragging. So I'm tired. So I'm gonna sit at the table here. Sorry. I'm gonna sit at the table here and I'm gonna do some cutting up at the table just so I save my energy level. You know what I mean? I gotta fix you guys because you cannot see what's going on here, and I think I might have to lift you up. Or put you down. But then you won't be able to see me. So let me fix this. I'll be right back. All right, people.
Okay, people.
So I'm not happy with this wall, boy.
What's the matter with it?
Can you come over there to
Yeah.
it and just lift it a little to the right? Not too much, but yeah, up, like a little bit up. Just a little bit up, yeah. A little bit more. No. Yeah, back. Yeah, perfect. There you
So
go.
it's even?
Thanks, hubby.
You're welcome,
Thanks,
wifey.
hubby. Thanks, hubby. Thanks, hubby.
You're welcome, wifey.
Thank you. Okay, let's go. What are you doing? Well, this is a good game. Ooh, get my anger out. I got lots of anger right now.
Why would I do to you now?
Not you, nobody. I got love in my heart, guys. There's no anger. Shush. There's no anger in here right now. Okay. Let's get started. Billy's cooking us some lunch because I'm hungry. I had a little bit of London broil. I didn't have any breakfast. Did I have breakfast? No. I did have a hot cup of coffee today. I was very mild with it. I didn't use any of my creamer. I did put a little bit of real sugar, and I put half and half and a little bit of the dry creamer because hot coffee for some reason works for me when I have it like that. Sometimes that's why when I have coffee, like I got to be careful. I got to be near a bathroom or know that there's a bathroom available because sometimes it just goes right through me, guys. Sorry, too much information.
Yeah.
But
TMI,
this
TMI.
is going to be a long video, so you're
TMI.
going to have lots of information today. If you know my channel, that's what I do.
TMI.
All right, did it. All right,
No.
let's cut the. First we gotta wipe the frickin' mushrooms. But these mushrooms look really, really good. They have to be white, definitely, but minor. See, they're not really that dirty. All right, let's do this. Let's put the paper towel here so we get all have some place to put the dirt. So he is making, we're making an Elio's pizza. That's what's for lunch today. All right, so these are really, really nice and clean. So,
You're making me cook.
yeah, I'm making him cook. So, let's chat, guys. What can we chat
What are we gonna
about?
chat
I
about?
don't know.
Can I be involved?
I'm certainly not gonna chat about my emotions right now because, you know, I have lots of those. And some people probably are tired of me talking about my emotions and my heartaches and all that. So I'm not gonna really talk about it. I probably will because I always, you know, I just wear my heart on my sleeve. But anyway, let's talk about how beautiful and how appreciative I am of my YouTube community that's always behind me and supporting me. I really, guys, I get so much out of this. And I was thinking to myself yesterday, you know, sometimes I get down on myself. I'll look at my numbers and everything. One thing about YouTube is you can't really look at your numbers. Oh, you guys like my headband I'm wearing today? Thank you, Lily. I'll think of you every single time I wear it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It matches kind of pink in my shirt. Yeah, it is. What was I saying, Bill?
No, no.
I lose my train of thought. Oh God, I hate when that happens. Shit. Bill, what was I saying?
No garlic?
So embarrassing. Just a little bit. So embarrassing, guys. I lose my train of thought in the middle of a sentence. I mean, comment down below if you guys have that. You know, I guess I hope it's what getting old means is about. Oh, thank you. Why did you give me 3? Did I want 3?
I just cut it in 3.
I'm not gonna eat that.
Okay, you want me to take one away?
No, I'll eat it. I mean, I'll eat
It's
it
the
later.
same size, I
I
just
know.
cut it in 3
A lot
pieces.
bigger than I thought. Good old Elio's, guys, with a little bit extra cheese. Yep. What was I saying, Bill?
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I wasn't, concentrating.
Oh. So, oh God.
YouTube community,
Yeah.
get better
Yes.
yourself.
Oh, thank you. So yesterday I was thinking, with YouTube, you can't expect anything. You can't. If you're in this for making
$1 million,
money,
yeah.
or if you're in this for clout, whatever, you might end up getting that, but it'll take you 10 years. Like, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, because it's just a very, very long process. But if you enjoy it, and you enjoy what you're doing, and that's like, for me, like, it was always, okay, thank you. It was always something that, like, I started my YouTube channel because I love to create and I love to cook, and that's why I started it. And I just became so excited about it. I remember I've been on it for a very, very long time, on and off, for at least, it's gotta be 15, 18 years. It has to be. But what happened was, I started, I was working, I used to work at Stop and Shop as a cashier, on and off a couple of times when we moved back up here from Florida. And I did also work there before I moved to Florida. Anyway, so I was working like part-time. I wasn't working full-time, but I would come home and I would, do videos. And I was so nervous in the beginning. Oh my God, it was the type of thing that I just didn't come on and say, "Hi everyone, welcome back." Or I would shiver and shake the minute before I put the recorder on. Then I would have to do it 3 or 4 times because I felt like that wasn't good enough. Now I'm just my natural self, and that happened pretty quickly. I became very comfortable, and now I'm so comfortable that I'm too comfortable, Probably, guys. Some people will say that. But let me take a bite of my pizza, please, because I am hungry. So good. Anyway. It took a long time to build my channel. It really did. And you gotta have thick skin. You can't be worried about the numbers. Yeah, but it's natural too, Anyway, it took me a long time to get to my 1,000 subscribers. And when that happened, I was like, yippee-yay, I'm just ready to roll. Just enjoy it. I love doing what I do. And one thing I can give you, if I can give you some advice, just do what you enjoy doing. Like, if you don't enjoy it, then why would you do it? So just do it, and whatever comes out of it will come out of it. And one day you'll be surprised. All of a sudden you'll look and you'll be like, oh my God, oh my God, I got more subscribers. Or oh my God, I got views. I got a lot more views. It's hard though. It's hard because, especially if you're trying to make it a success, all I have to say is just be ready to wait. You have to have patience and just go on and do what you like to do, enjoy doing. Don't worry about the numbers, even though it's hard not to. I know, because I did it. And I have to say that, like, now listen, this is the fact that I'm going to talk about.
Too sold.
Okay. Now, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to say this. Anyway, if you can find a friend to be like, have a camaraderie with. If you can find a friend that's doing something like you're doing, and you're working towards the same thing, and you're having a good time, and you can plan together and do things together, do collabs, or just really have somebody to go to talk to, and to be like, oh, I'm doing so crappy today, or I feel so crappy today. It really, really does help. And that could be a best friend, regardless of if they're on YouTube. They don't have to be on YouTube or whatever, but just somebody that you can, confide in and just have a little fun with and just be friendly with and all that. I had that. And I still have that in other people. I do. I do. I still have that. But, I'm not gonna mention her name again or anything like that because everybody knows. But it's just really, it's difficult. But I'm fighting through it. The only thing that really bothers me is I just need closure. Like, I don't know why, and I'm going to go to my therapist and figure that out and all that. I'm going to talk to her and get her perspective because I just, I don't understand it. Like, I don't, and that's the thing that I'm struggling with. I'm not struggling with, well, I miss her and I miss our talks and all that stuff. But, I cry over that and I get over it every day, and I have to, because you can't force people to be friends with you, or be there for you or whatever. But it's hard for me not to think about it because I don't understand the why. Like, I need the why. Anyway, I'm going to work that out within myself because I'm obviously I'm not going to get that from anybody else. So, yeah. But anyway, so what I was starting to say was that I down myself a lot of times. Like I used to. Probably I would say the last probably 3 or 4 or 5 months I've been better at that. And I realized that, if I don't get subs, whatever, and then I look at my thing and I'm like, oh my God, I got 20 subs in 3 hours, So it's just exciting, and you want to see your effort pay off, and my effort pays off when I see somebody who comments to me, Linda, I love that recipe, or I love the way you did that, or thank you so much for showing me that. I learned a lot from you. One lady told me about 1.5 years, 2 years ago, she said, Linda, my food is so much better now because I season better because of you. And that makes me feel good because ultimately I'm doing what I love to do. Like, this is the avenue that I can take. YouTube gives me the avenue to stay in my home. And even before I started making some money at this, it gave me the ability to create and stay home even when I wasn't making money, when I needed to make money. But because of my depression issues and all that, I couldn't work out of the home. I had very bad panic attacks. I would leave in the middle of working at Stop and Shop, in the middle of the register. Then I had with menstrual issues, I had very heavy menstrual periods, and so I had to have a hysterectomy. There's a lot you guys don't know about me. I want to make a video of my hysterectomy situation because I had a hysterectomy about, I don't know, what was it, 5, 6 years ago? A hysterectomy. I had my hysterectomy. Yeah.
What about it?
When did I have it? 5, 6 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, long time ago. But I had a rough time. I was in the hospital. I had a hole in my stomach, all this other stuff. Anyway, I just wasn't mentally there to work, okay? So I was able to stay home and create and feel better and get my life head in order and all that by doing YouTube. And now it's like icing on the cake being able to get monetized from it, I do it anyway and I love to do it, so yeah. So, but you know what, guys, the best part to me is the acknowledgement and just helping people and talking to people and chatting. I love to chat, as you can see. I have a hard time with not chatting, but I like it. And you know what, people seem to like it. Some people don't, and those people can go to watch somebody else, and that's the way it is. There's so many people on YouTube. If you don't like something that I do or something that somebody does, click off, unsubscribe. There are so many people out there you could watch. You know what I mean? You don't have to watch me if you don't want to or like to. Anyway, so now I don't beat myself up. Now, I'll look at my number. I don't obsess about the numbers. I have to admit, I do look at my views more than I do my subscribers. I look at my subscribers count every couple of days. The views I look at probably every day because I'm always looking at my videos, after I put them up and all that. But I'm not obsessed, And guys, it is what it is. I'm really getting so much satisfaction.
Is this too loud?
No, not at all. I'm real.
You're happy?
No, it's fine. I'm really, really, really enjoying the process and having a good time with it. Also, I really want to thank Jerry Ellen from Cooking with Neighbors. I really do, because let me tell you something. She was there the last 3 years. She's been there. She taught me so much. She taught me so much about YouTube. She navigated stuff for me. She looked up things for me without even me asking. She really is an amazing, amazing lady. She really is. And regardless of whatever happened, not gonna go into that again. I really, really appreciate it, and I thank her so much, and she knows that because I've thanked her so many times with cards and just with gifts and just with my telling her. And even though I'm upset, I still care about her, and I appreciate everything that she did. So if you're watching my channel, go over to Cooking with Neighbors, Jerry Ellen with Cooking with Neighbors. Watch her videos, because she really is good. She's very informative. She's fun. She's really good. When I started watching her, like 3 years ago, I was like, oh my God, I was so mesmerized by her, you know? And we became close, and that's a whole nother story, whatever, everybody knows. But, yeah, so go check her channel out, guys. I don't have any ill will for her. I don't, whatsoever. So anyway, thank you. Anyway, that's that. Let's get going on these. Okay, I'm just about done with these mushrooms. I'm gonna cut them up. Now I have 2 things of mushrooms. Oh, I have another one over here that I'm gonna do. Mushrooms in chicken marsala. You want a lot of mushrooms. I mean, if you like lunch, you have to like mushrooms. Like if you don't like mushrooms, obviously you're not gonna make chicken marsala. But we love mushrooms, my family, except my son, Frankie and Jennifer. Don't like mushrooms, and they don't like onions. No, Jenny and Julie that don't like onions, but Frankie doesn't like mushrooms either, but Jenny doesn't either. So anyway, we love mushrooms. Whoever's having this is loving mushrooms. So I'm making like two containers and a half, and I'll see when I cut them how it looks, because mushrooms are like spinach. When you put like spinach or something like in your pot, you know how it like disappears. You're like, where is it all? It doesn't even look like there's anything there. That's what mushrooms dwindle down, and they're very small. So I always put extra when I can, if I can. You know, can't always afford to do it because mushrooms are really, lately they've been very, very reasonable. I usually get them in ShopRite, and like they always have a sale, like $2.79, $2.49. So yeah, so they're not outrageous, but they can be. They can be like everything else, you know. But they were on special this week, so I was really, really glad. So yeah, I love mushrooms. My son was saying to me yesterday, I don't know how anybody can like mushrooms. It's such a weird texture. It's like a mushy. I love them. I absolutely love them. What I do sometimes, guys, is I'll just take the mushrooms, clean them, and I'll just put them in a pan. Either I'll slice them, or I like them big and whole. Put them in a pan with garlic and a little olive oil and butter. Oh, parsley, it's amazing, and we just eat them like that. I love it. Stuffed mushrooms we make over the holidays. Sometimes I make them, sometimes I don't. But I make like those copycat Red Lobster crab stuffed mushrooms. Ooh, ooh, so good. I make my own version because you can't get it exact. I think that when they give you those copycat, see, that wasn't bad, guys. When they give you those copycat recipes, I think they always leave one thing out, because they're not going to give you the real recipe, because you can never ever get the exact same recipe. Just like when you make your mom's meatloaf or your mom's pepper or whatever you make, or your auntie's whatever, It never, ever tastes 100% because I don't think they give you every little ingredient. I think they leave something out. I really do. So, I'll definitely I did go by the recipe for those crab mushrooms. And then I think I added a little bit more cream cheese or something like that. That's just the way I do it. But you can make things your own, you know what I mean? Alright, let's get cutting. Whoop. Important thing when you do this is to have a sharp knife. I have to get another bowl because I use this bowl for the mushrooms. I'll get it in a minute. Alright. Sharp knife. Oh, I don't like this knife. It's cutting, and I sharpened this knife too. I sharpened it. I'm gonna do the knife. Alright people, let's see if this one's better. I didn't want to use a big knife, I wanted to use a small knife, but this is not doing it. Ready? There we go. That's what you want. You don't want to rub. You want it to go right through it because mushrooms are kind of rubbery. They are so. So I'm cutting them pretty thin. For marsala, I like them thin. So while I'm sitting here cutting, and it's Sunday fun day, we'll just chat until I get to do other stuff, whatever. If you know my channel, if you've been here a while, that's what I do. So you guys all know that I suffer from mental illness, and I'm not embarrassed to say that. You should never be ashamed of having mental illness because it's nothing you can control. It is your genetics. It's in your DNA. It's just like being sick. I was trying to explain to somebody the other day, I'm not going to say who, because it's their privacy. Whoever it is, whoever it was. And I was trying to say, because this person, what's going on?
Double, not us.
Oh, great. Are they playing Texas again?
Yeah.
Yankee game, they got murdered on the second game yesterday. Murdered after winning the first game 8-1 or something like that. If you watch the Yankees, Aaron Boone, the manager, is a knucklehead. He needs to be out. Anyway, this is what happens when I talk, guys. When I always deviate and then I come back. Sorry. What was I saying? Again, see, I lost my train of thought. This is not good. I hate when I do that. I don't know. It scares me a little bit.
Out. Yeah, he's out.
He's out?
Yeah.
What, they thought he was safe?
Yeah, look how you saved first with 3
Ha, Rangers, ha. It's still Texas? Did I ask that already?
Yeah, same team.
What was I saying? All right, so I was telling this person who was distraught about not being able to function at the job or whatever. because of the difficulty that this person was having. What happened was, and what happened is, and I'm no expert, but I'm an expert for myself. I know what I've gone through and what I go through. And so they were saying how guilty they felt. They feel so guilty, it just makes it worse, when they can't function. They were trying to push through and they just couldn't get it done. And normally, like in the day before when they went to work, they did it, they pulled it, they stuck it out, but it was miserable and they just didn't think they could do it the next day. They needed to take a break. But they felt so guilty and they were crying, they were upset because not only did they not feel like they could get to work that day, but they felt guilty about not getting to work and thinking that they were doing the wrong thing. I've always said, guys, let me tell you something. I've been fighting depression and anxiety my whole entire life. When I was 18 or 17, 16, 15, even young, about 15, maybe 14, my mom took me to the, one time I was so, I don't know if I wasn't really suicidal, but I was very depressed. My mom was so nervous, she took me to the crisis center where we lived. And I'll never forget, I had episodes like that, and it was rough. So, but I dealt with it all my life. So I've always kind of, there were times when I was first married, and we had kids. My husband, there was times that I was in the bed and just under the covers, and all I wanted to do was be under the covers. I didn't want to do anything. I couldn't function. I took care of my kids only because I had to, because my husband went out to work every single morning, worked 40, 50, 60 hours a week, and I had to take care of my kids, and that's what I did. I did the minimum. I got them, they were well taken care of. They were fed, they were clean, they went to school, and I had Jenny, who I had to tend to. That was just the whole thing. It was very overwhelming, but I did it. But in the other aspect, I'd spend days and days and days and go right back to my bed. I do what I had to do, and that's it. So I lived a miserable life, and I wasn't happy. But because I always kind of, put myself down about it, until I got into therapy and all that. But the thing is that I'm not going to go really too deep into it. But the thing is that you need to, give your, I was encouraging this person. I was saying, you know what? Because they were saying, oh, I just can't. I feel like a piece of shit. I feel so bad. I'm like, you can't feel bad about yourself. And I'll give you an analogy. My endocrinologist, who is a doctor that takes care of, I don't know if it's just, a lot of people don't know. An endocrinologist takes care of your diabetes, okay? They're a specific doctor for that. So I've had diabetes I've had it for a long time, but I never paid attention to it up until about maybe 12, 15 years ago. Anyway, I'm going to this doctor for a very, very long time, and it was a yo-yo. I'd go in, my A1C would be great. I go in 3 months later, my A1C would be bad. I go in 3 months later, it's good. It's just very, very hard to manage. And he was so compassionate. He had a doctor that worked for him that was a beast. She was so mean. I used to go in there and she would say to me, Linda, stop eating the things I would say, why is this happening? She goes, because you're not eating the right thing. But it wasn't only that, it was her delivery. She was mean and nasty, and after going to her a few times, I cried and I said, I called the office and I said, I'm not seeing that doctor again. I'm not seeing her again. And then I went back to, and then I started seeing his doctor, the main doctor. She was an associate of his, in the office. So I stopped. I didn't make any more appointments with her. And then I started going back to the main doctor, and he would always tell me. And I remember this was even before I went to her. He would always tell me, because I would say, I feel so like I'm such an idiot, like I'm not doing good and I can't, and I would feel like really guilty and depressed, and he'd say, please do me one favor. He goes, don't feel bad about yourself. Just move on to the next meal. Just move on and try your best to fix it. That's all. Don't ever beat yourself up for it, because what it does is it makes you feel worse. And then the whole thing catapults, and then you're just like, oh, frig it, I'm just gonna. And you know how many times I've done that? You know how many times I've done that, where I'm like, what the hell's the difference anyway? I already, like, you know, I remember being on Weight Watchers, and I was like, oh, I freaking made a mistake. I went over my points. What's the difference? I'll just go over the whole day since I, you know. And that's what happens. You feel bad about yourself, and then it just makes everything that you're trying to get out of worse. So I explained to them to please just take the day. Don't feel guilty. You have an illness. You do not choose to be this way. You would not choose. Who would choose to be that way? Who would choose to feel like there's a house sitting on your head? Who would choose not to be able to get up in the morning and want to see life and want to see the sunshine? Who would choose to be like that? You wouldn't choose that. You wouldn't. So I explained to them, I said, just take the day, don't feel guilty about it, and tomorrow will be a better day. And you know what? That person did that, and you know, they relaxed, and they, you know, had some other stuff going on, but they worked it out in their head. They did what they needed to do for that day, and the next day, they went to work, and they felt better, and they were able to handle it. But that's the thing, guys. You can't beat yourself up because it's not your fault. Mental illness is a disease, guys. It's a disease. Don't let anybody make you think it's not. You can't just flick the switch. People say, oh, just you gotta, like, how do I do this? You just gotta push yourself. You just gotta push yourself. No, you can't. Yes, you know what? I know at times when I can push myself and times when I can't. And now what I do is I used to guilt myself and cry and feel so bad about myself that it would put me in such a state that literally I just wanted to like go and stand with covers. Then I started giving into it. And I said, you know what? And even my psychologist gave me the tools. She said, Linda, you know what? If you don't feel like doing a video one day, or if you don't feel like functioning one day, that's okay. If you can't push yourself over the line, try to push yourself. That's what you would say. Try to push yourself. But Linda, if you can't, don't. And then refocus the next day, regroup the next day. And you know, it took a very long time for me to use the tools that she gave me for friggin' years that I went to her. Once I started using those tools and thinking about it differently and just letting myself be like, you know what? I'm just gonna relax today. I'm gonna have a day off, because when I started YouTube, and especially the last 2 or 3 years, I never took a day off. I do a video every single day. And when I took a day off, I felt so guilty, and I was like, oh my God, how could I do that? And I felt so bad. Now, guys, as you see once in a while, once a week maybe, twice a month, I take a day off. I give myself that, because that's how I regroup. That's how I regroup. And so, just know that you're not alone. You're not alone, guys. Okay? Like I said, I'm no expert about anybody else or anything, but I'm an expert in how I handle it. And I would never tell you to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I do and what works for me and what doesn't work for me. And so, if you guys go to my About, I've told you this, if you go to my About, mushrooms are so good, raw, I love mushrooms. I have my emails on there. Go to my About. You can email me. We can text. I don't care. Maybe the phone. If you need any help or any just to talk, not to even, I'm not a therapist. I'm not a therapist, but I have lived a life of turmoil inside of my body.
Well, nothing, Yanks.
Yeah. Go Yankees. Go Yankees. So I have life experience. That's all I have. And if anything, I'll just listen. If anything, I'll cry with you. Really. I'm not even kidding. Please, guys, you're not alone. You're never alone. Reach out to a family friend. Reach out to a crisis center. How many times has somebody come up to you? How many times have you walked into work or walked into your friend's house or your cousin's house or your sister's or your parents and they said, how you doing today? How many times have you said yes? I mean, how many times have you said, I'm doing good, when you haven't been doing good, when you're not doing good? Like when you're in a crisis in your head, in your stomach, in your mind, and you just want to like bolt out of the country. And you say you're fine. Remember that. Because that stuff just festers. And that's what it does. It makes you literally sick inside if you just keep putting it down and down and down. If you don't want to talk to anybody, get a notebook. Go to the Dollar Tree. I don't care, wherever you go. Get a notebook. Write out your feelings. I don't do it as much as I should, journaling. My therapist always says to me, Linda, please journal, please journal, please journal. And when I don't go to her and I need to get my anger and feelings out, I journal. But even with this whole situation with my friend, I haven't journaled, and I keep saying to myself, I last night I got the pen and the paper out and everything, and it just sat on the table. But I almost got there right, because I think once I start writing, it's all gonna come to fruition. It's all gonna come out, which is fine because I have to cope with it and I have to deal with it in order to get over it. So even if I, because like sometimes I'll walk by the refrigerator and there's a magnet that she had gotten me that about friends and and everything else, and there's a couple of magnets I have in my fridge from her, and I just like I can't look, like I just gotta go inside and distract myself, because just to think like those words that she said to me, and like now it's not even, you know what I mean? So and this is all stuff, guys, regardless if it's your friend, if it's your boyfriend that you broke up with, or if it's your a family member that you had to cut ties with, been there, done that, and dealt with that. It's whatever. It's just you deal with it how you deal with it. But I'm telling you guys that journaling is so lethargic. Is that the word, lethargic? I think so. It's so amazing. It literally makes you feel good. So when I don't go to her, which I'm making an appointment, I haven't been able to yet. I gotta wait another week or two till Bill starts working. I'm gonna start journaling. I'm gonna start journaling. I have to, because I don't know where to put this upsetness. Sometimes it gets so overwhelming that I feel like I'm gonna explode, and then I just cry and all that. So anyway, guys, don't let anybody dull your shine. Remember, mental illness is important. It's silent. Don't be silent. Talk to somebody. Journal. Love you guys. All right. Yada yada. All right. I got the mushrooms cut up. That's all the pizza I could eat. Like 1.5. That's it right now. Let's go Yankees. All right, let me get my head together. What I gotta do now is I gotta cut up the chicken. I gotta put the oven on to get that roaster in there. I'm gonna take you over there in a minute and get that roaster in so that can start cooking, because it's already 2 o'clock. So yeah. All right, guys. Be right back. All right, guys, so I'm opening up this chicken. Okay. I'm gonna take the stuff out. All right. Make sure nothing's left in there. I always forget forget in the chicken if there's something in the butt. There isn't, right? I don't remember. I think I did that one time with the turkey. I left the thing in the butt. I was like, oh my God. All right, so this is what I do with my chicken. I cut the little thingy off here. And I just cut off some of the excess skin if there is a lot. There doesn't seem to be a lot on this. Oh, this has a thingy, which is a pop-up, which is great. Just washing the inside a little bit. Okay. All right, let me put this here a second. Because what I'm going to do is put some paper towel here. Because I want to dry, and there is excess skin here off the butt I'm going to take off. Now, the reason why I want my chicken basically dried is so when I put the butter and stuff on it, it sticks, you know. Doesn't just slide right off. You're not even seeing what I'm doing here. Oh, trying to think how to put you guys so you can... You know what, let me switch you. Put yours over here. Yeah. There we go, that's better. Move this stuff over. And let's close this now so I don't smash myself in the head. All right. So, let's cut this thing off. Get the scissor. Now, my daughter is so set in her ways with certain flavors and stuff. She doesn't like change. If I do something different, now she likes it a certain way and she wants me to do it that way. So, like, I would necessarily think, oh, maybe I should put try some of the Kinder on it, but I'm not going to do it. You know why? Because she'll end up saying to me, it tasted different. She will, I'm telling you. And, she spends money on this, so I want her to be able to enjoy it and eat it. You know, I'm doing it for her for that reason, so she doesn't have to stress about it when she's working hard at the job and all that. And just trying to help her out. I'm not doing anything. And, it just fits into my life, my day, and I don't mind it. So, but she's a pain in the butt. Like, you really have to, when I made that chicken orzo dish, what happened was I only bought one box of the orzo, and I wanted to make a double batch because I wanted it for us too. But I only had one box of orzo, and it wasn't going to cut it. So I was like, well, you know what? Orzo is pasta. So instead of me having to run out to the store, which I couldn't really do, I didn't have time, I said, I'm going to cut up, and I showed you, I don't know if I showed it to you. I think I showed you the video, but I didn't show you me actually breaking the spaghetti up. But what I did was I took the spaghetti and I just broke it into small pieces. So it's pasta. That's what orzo is, but orzo is more of like a little bit of a thick little round thing, little triangle out. Yeah. Anyway, it was different. So when I sent her a picture, because I always send her pictures after I cook it to show her, I sent her a picture and she said, "What's that?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, what's that?" So I'm just going to make sure this is really dry. I says, "What do you mean, what's that? That's the orzo." She's like, "That's the orzo." She goes, "No, it isn't, Mom. Why does that have pasta, regular spaghetti in it?" And I didn't even think that she would notice. I don't know why I didn't think that. She's so particular. I don't know why I didn't think that. And I said, "Oh, I said I put pasta in it because I wanted to add to it so it'd be enough for everybody. Bulk it up." And she's like, "Oh, okay." She goes, and then she's like, "I really wanted it just with the orzo." And I'm like, "Julie, I'm sorry, And I already made it and all that. So I felt so bad. And she's like, "Don't worry about it, Mom. It's fine. It's fine." So now I just do what she wants. I'm not going to improvise. I'm not going to do anything different because I don't want to disappoint her. So it is what it is. But she doesn't make me feel bad about it. She makes me feel like, don't worry about it, Mom. I'm not worrying about it. She doesn't want she doesn't want to hurt my feelings and all that. So don't think that. She doesn't. Because she always doesn't tell me stuff, because she doesn't want to hurt my feelings. But I want to also make her happy. I don't want her to be upset or disappointed. All right, so let me get the butter situation together, and I'll be back in a second. All right, now, guys, I'm going to soften the butter. Now, I don't want this melted. I want it soft enough where I can squeeze it and rub it all over the chicken. I don't want it melted, but sometimes I tend to do that a little bit, so I'm just going to watch it because this is right out of the fridge. It's not frozen, so I'm going to get this soft, and then I'll show you what I do. So I do it at like 10-second intervals. Because 10, 12 seconds, maybe 15, will make it where I want it. Now what I'm going to do is, let me get the minced garlic. I'm doing minced garlic. Another 10 seconds. Yeah. All right, I hope I didn't do it too much, because that's what happened. I ended up going overboard, and yep, that's what I did. I always do it. That extra couple of seconds just does it. So there it is. It's fine because it's still gonna do the job that I need to do. All right, let's put you here again. Why can't you be seen again? I don't get it. I didn't move it, did I? All right, like I said, I'm doing minced garlic because I just haven't chopped up the garlic yet for the other. So a little bit of minced garlic, just some salt and pepper. Oh, and I gotta get the lemon out. Lemon peel and lemon zest. Some pepper. And what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'll season the chicken after I load it with the butter. Did I put the oven on? No. I'm gonna do 375. This is probably gonna take like an hour. For some reason, in my oven, it just takes a long time to make a roasting chicken. I have no idea why. All right, garlic, onion powder. Here's my garlic. I don't know where my freaking paprika is. I'm looking for my paprika. Where the heck is it? I'm gonna have hubby come look for it. I know I put it, I had it. It was up here. I only have my smoked one. I don't understand where the other one is. I don't like to use smoked in other than like Mexican dishes. I don't like to use the smoked in like regular dishes. And it's not here. It's got to be in this cabinet down here. It has to be. I'm gonna have to search. I don't see it anywhere. Not over here, right? I put the right in. All right, I'll find. Paprika, where are you? Speak up. Raise your hand. Please raise your hand, paprika. Ground cinnamon. Chili powder. Smoked paprika. I don't want the smoked, people. Maybe did I use it? I don't remember using it all up. And if I ask my husband what is paprika, he'll laugh at me because he'll be like, what? What's paprika? Where are you? I must have used it all because it's not here. It's just not here. And it would be here. It would be here. All right, well, I still don't believe I used it all, but let me just fix my hair. Alright guys, I don't know. I guess no paprika. Alright, let's get this mixed up. Oh, let me get the lemon, I gotta get the lemon peel, the lemon zest, and I have to get the, put the lemon in here. You guys see? I shut the light off over here because there's a little bit of a glare. I hope you can see. Yeah, see, this is the consistency that I want the butter. It's actually perfect. Oh, I gotta get parsley too. I gotta put parsley in here. I gotta grab some of my garden and get some I'm not gonna do that right now. Give me a second. All right, guys. So I'm pushing my lemon, squeezing my lemon. Okay, like that. Now I'm gonna take the zest. Okay. This is an amazing zester. This is my son got at IKEA. I have one that I thought was amazing. It's really not amazing when you use this one. This one is great. I get one from IKEA. It's amazing. I think I'm just gonna do lemon. I have a couple of limes, but I don't think I'm not gonna do lime. I'm gonna do lemon. Sometimes I do one lemon, one lime, because when I make these roasting chickens for my house, and I used to, well, yeah, I still do. When I make them for my family, like when there was 6 of us, I had to make 2 big, huge ones because, you know, there's 6 adults eating it. Have to have enough, so I would make 2 bigger than this, probably like 8, 9 pounders if I could find them. And then I would, you know, for all of us. And now what I do is I'll make 2 of like this size or maybe a little bit smaller for me, Frankie, and Bill, because we love to have the chicken left over. And the white meat, everybody just goes crazy for it. It's great for sandwiches, great for wraps, all kinds of stuff. So when I make them, I make 2 big ones. Some people would say to me, Linda, why are you making all those big chickens? What are you like? I'd be like, yeah, that's what I do for my family. Like, everybody does things different for their family that has to accommodate your family. If you only have 1 person in your family, or you have 2 people, like a kid and you and an adult, you're not going to make all that. But even if you do, that's your prerogative. I know how much to make and what I'm going to use and utilize for my family. Sometimes do I make too much, or did I make too much? Yes. I'm not a perfect person. You know, nobody's perfect. So I'm not justifying anymore. I always felt like I had to justify why I made so much food and if I had so much leftover. Listen, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm done with that. All right, so that's that lemon zest. Now, lemon juice gives it a nice flavor, but zesting is amazing. Zesting is where all the flavor is. Oh, this is a juicy ass lemon, guys. Juicy. So, I'm going to squeeze the lemons in there, try to get the pits out. They're right on the spoon there. And my daughter, like if I was making this for me and Bill, I wouldn't put as much lemon because he doesn't like, you know, I told you that. He's not big. He doesn't like a big lemon flavor. He likes lemon, but if there's too much of it, he doesn't like it. But Julie loves lemon. And I hope Darren does too. Because he's getting it. I'm pretty sure he does. All right, I got two pits in here. Here's 1 pit. Where's the other pit? Oh, there it is. Come over here, you pit. Here's another one. My hands are clean, guys. I just washed them. And honestly, guys, if there's a pit, they'll survive. There's been many a pits in my pits in my dishes, and everybody survives. All right. Linda God, mess. Another pit. Alright, that's it. I'm not gonna go crazy looking for another pit. Alright, I'm gonna rub this chicken with this buttered mist. Alright, let's get going now. Now, just make sure you have clean hands. I'm gonna make sure it's dried all, again, just, you know, you get it as dry as you can. Alright, guys. Oh, there's another pit. All right. And there's another one. Wow, a lot got in here. A lot of pits got in here, guys. I didn't even see this one either. Okay. Like I said, it is what it is. If there's any more, everybody's going to survive it. All right. That's so good. I think I need a little bit of salt. And pepper. Did I put pepper? All right. Oh, I don't want to forget parsley, guys. I got parsley in here. Let me let the dogs in.
Soto, all right.
Yeah. Go Soto. It's your birthday. Go Soto. Go Soto. Soto just hit a home run if you know who that is on the Yankees. All right, let's get this on. Let's get this moving. Now you can use your hands, and that's basically usually what I do, but I just have this, so I'm just going to use this right now. Oh, Linda, you did the wrong thing. Linda. What's wrong with Linda right now? I did it wrong. Not really that wrong, because I'm still going to put stuff on the outside, but I missed the most important part, guys. I'm losing it. Take the skin and put your finger underneath it, push it like that, rip that little membrane that's right here in the skin, just rip it a little bit, and then put your hand in here and just go like this. Because what you want to do is you want to get all that delicious butter and seasoning inside on your breast. And that'll all drip down, so you only have to put it right in the front. That's what I was supposed to do in the beginning. So that's what I'm going to do. So you just take a big thing, put it in. Now, like I said, push it down like this, but it's going to drip down. It naturally, when it's cooking, it's going to drip down. All that butter's going to melt. You want that all on that's going to make your breast nice and moist and taste amazing. And just push it down as much as you can. And then the rest, just put on top. That's what, immediately I knew I was doing something wrong. Immediately it looked different. Guys, this is like heaven right here. It really is like heaven. The smell of it, between the lemon and the garlic and the parsley. And, you got to get your hands messy a little bit, and that's all right. Nothing that water can't take care of. And, like, if you wanted to put, like, potatoes in here, like little small potatoes, or, whatever, vegetables, you can do that. Because all this butter right here is going to drip down into the pan. Like, I can't get it on the chicken, so I'm just going to try to get it into the pan. Because it won't come off of, it won't, it's slippery. Try to get your wings a little flavored, your legs. There you go, guys. bothers me that I can't get it all off my hands. Like, it bothers me that I can't do that. I want to get it all. Because it's all flavor. It's all flavor. Let's get it all out of here. And like I said, even if I just have to put it into the pan, I don't care because it's going to flavor it all up, and all that's going to be juice. And what I do is I go in like a half hour after it's cooking, and I add a little bit of water to it. Once all this is like incorporated, I add a little bit of water and I'll put it over it so it makes a little bit of a, if you want to make a gravy with it, you can, or you can just use it for the juice, for the chicken. Now, this is a tip that I showed you guys the other day. If you want to get like butter and like meatloaf mixture and everything off your hands first, easier in the sink. This tip I already did, so I got to do another tip today. A tip of the day. I'll just tell you is again. You take the most of it off with a paper towel, and then when you go to wash your hands, it is like 80% easier to wash your hands. Okay, so I'm going to do that in 1 second. Yeah, let me wash my hands first, and then I'll put that in the oven.